Haha, it wasn't negative this time. JJ, you okay? Did I kill you? Oh my god. Go. I've been recording for 20 seconds, I'm gonna be honest with you, mate.
Bro, you didn't say go!
I didn't say go last time, it was still obvious. Come on, bro.
No, you did say go! You said go last time.
That was rough. Good luck
Bro,
with that.
I was sitting here for 20 seconds and this man, he's just listing numbers and laughing at me, and I'm over here like, he hasn't said it yet. I don't have to press start, he hasn't said it yet.
And even I'm Dr. Zalbert Nelson Seth with my co-host.
I'm JJ aka Junior Wolf, and this is NerdRant! Woo! Woohoo, yeah!
Actually, hold up. Random thing, which we could totally do in the New Year's. How many episodes have we done so far? Let's just count this.
Many.
Why don't you talk about what we're going to do while I count?
Oh, okay. Probably a good idea. So today we're going to talk about the new Fortnite modes. Yay, another Fortnite episode. Who'd have seen that coming? So yeah, we're going to take a good 20 minutes for each new mode and give some thoughts on upcoming stuff, improvements that can be made, and just general opinions on the modes thus far. We're going to do them in order of release, so starting with Lego Fortnite, then Rocket Racing, then Festival. We will save the Battle Royale for another episode because there's a lot there, and we want to give Winterfest a bit of time to cook, so...
58 approximately.
Oh, cool.
That's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Much.
Yeah,
anyway.
So... before we get into Lego, though, I did want to talk about, spend 10 minutes, maybe talk about the metaverse and the item shop with the game modes combined, with all the different stuff, the pricing, because we've seen a lot of changes, and then we'll get into the specific game modes.
Yeah.
It's a metaverse.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, to start off, good or bad? Because 9 times out of 10, when we hear metaverse talk, it's generally been pretty negative lately, in the last few years. Do you think this is good metaverse, bad metaverse?
I think the way they're doing it is good. The metaverse they have created is good. The presentation is kind of terrible, if you ask me.
You mean the UI? Or
Yeah, the UI is not friendly towards all the different modes. Everything feels so jammed together. I think, in general, having all these different modes is a great idea. They're doing amazing with it, and everything feels so fleshed out. However, it still feels like I'm choosing, a separate game mode within Fortnite Battle Royale. The shop just feels like...
Which, yeah, I was about to say, that feels very... I can see what you mean, especially with the shop.
Everything is smushed together. It's just a shop tab that has the music, instead of being here's the shop alone for all of the music gear. And then you got, your whole Battle Pass problem, where it's you have the simple Battle Pass screen if you're on, Battle Royale, Rocket Racing, and Lego. But then if you go over to Jam, then you don't have your normal Battle Pass screen. It changes to the Jam Pass or the stage or whatever it is. It's kind of janky, and, I feel like it was kind of pointless to do this UI change right before, because this does not work with this UI.
I think there's parts of the UI that I can understand where they're coming from. But, yeah, I think I actually saw a lot of people, and actually I saw Mark Rayner. I actually saw him reply, I think it was to iTalk, about the item shop and how it's all just one thing, and it's kind of getting old because let's see, all the game mode's been out for a week now, right? And it's practically been the exact same, and we've barely had a daily shop. There's been no new items.
Yeah.
And he actually was talking about it and saying how throughout the thread there's a lot of meaningful information that they're going to take into consideration. So they're listening. That's another thing I want to talk about. They are listening. There's a lot of stuff we're going to mention throughout on some changes, and we're going to talk about that a lot when we get to BR in a different episode. They're very much listening this chapter, and it's been nice. It has been very nice.
I agree.
Yeah, no, I think the UI definitely needs some rework just for how much there is. Just make it a little bit easier. I think when you go into the game mode, the item shop should be that specific game mode.
Yeah.
I also think something that'd be great is bring back that old menu where you choose between creative, save the world, and BR. Could we put like jam in there?
I was just thinking that.
Like that
bring
would
back
be
the mode
perfect,
select.
because so many people, like I could see someone like Lexi literally like no life in Festival, but then like Jaden no life in Rocket Racing, and it is a pain in the butt to try to find them, especially with jam stage versus like the main stage. It is a pain in the butt trying to find the ranked modes and this and that. It's kind of bad.
Yeah, it's honestly kind of annoying, and I feel like not only would, having a like solid mode select for Epic's modes be a lot simpler, but it would also allow them to create UIs more accustomed to each individual mode. Instead of, having one universal UI, you could have all of these different UIs that not only fit the theme of the modes better, but also work better in terms of like showing the battle pass and showing the shop and stuff like that.
I think with this, I would also hope that with the locker, I kind of like there's problems with the locker, don't get me wrong. We'll talk about more, I think, in the BR episode with a lot of that kind of stuff. But I wish that they would make the locker to, just like how we're saying, like the battle pass and everything to the game mode, the locker to the game mode. I don't care about the festival stuff. Like, obviously keep it there, but make it a lot easier when I'm in the festival game mode, because you can't use your pickaxe, right? So then why is that, like, just grayed out? Could we just, like, remove it and only have my skin and then the music stuff? You know what I mean? Yeah. I think there's things that they can improve, and they've already talked about a lot of stuff that they want to work on. I think this is going to be the last thing before we get into specific game modes, and we could talk. Do you want to talk about this overall now or throughout? The crew, the benefits of the crew with all these game modes, or the idea behind it.
Let's go with the overall.
Overall, just everything now?
Yeah.
Okay. So we already saw that, like, the festival pass is kind of expensive, but we'll talk about that more later. But we already saw that they're thinking about, in the future, maybe putting the festival pass in the crew. And, like, what if the crew just gets super buffed and we get a new decal every month? We get a jam track and an instrument every month. And then, like, the decal, right, would also go over to Rocket League, because you already get the Rocket League pass. And just buffing the crap out of the crew. And there's even more they can do. And I feel like with stuff like that, they could possibly, with incorporating everything into everything, I think that would be really nice with like the UI changes too.
Yeah, I definitely think if they're introducing another battle pass in a permanent mode, then they should make that part of their like battle pass subscription. Like that is almost the entire point of the Fortnite crew, is that you get that battle pass every season with your subscription and, your extra V-Bucks and whatnot. Like, at this point, we already are getting the Rocket League battle pass as well. So you'd think, like, if they're adding another one into Fortnite, the home of this subscription, that we would automatically have that added. And I feel like the only reason they didn't this time is simply because there's practically nothing there, and the fact that it's, like, overpriced by a lot. I think we can all agree.
What, the crew?
No, the
the festival pass.
Yeah, festival pass.
Yeah. It's hard, but we'll talk about the festival pass later.
It is.
Is there any other price or things, or do you want to start talking about these game modes?
Let's jump into it. Why not?
Lego, right?
Yep, Lego is the first one to release. Let's just I just want to say this right now, right? I have Fortnite pulled up, and for the first time in the past week and a half, Lego has finally dipped below Battle Royale's players. Just a little bit. 739,000 in Lego and 777,000 in Battle Royale.
Dang.
All week long, Lego has been more popular than Battle Royale.
Not just more popular, but even at the downtime, it's been at like 2 million. It's been really popular.
Yeah, it's been insanely big over the past week.
Which is a conversation I want to have at a later point, is the idea of what Fortnite is. Because, like, I keep seeing people saying, oh, it's beating OG. It's like, well, BR kind of is dead compared to OG. Right? Like, look at the player counts. They're not even 1 million in VR. Like, it's kind of dead. Are we counting Lego? Like, a full Lego mode as... That's a whole other conversation, though. But, like, either way, we could very much tell some of these game modes over others were very well received.
Yes.
Like Lego. Lego had, I think, 2.5 almost million peak?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of that is mostly because of how much it launched with. Like, it wasn't like, here's the start of the mode and we're going to be adding content. It's like, here is an entire new game and we plan to give you more game later.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
So it just launched so strong, and that drew so many people in. Like, even people who I know usually aren't interested in survival games tried this out because they're like, oh, I already have all of this content that is now usable in Lego mode. Why not give it a go, see if I like it? And they ended up enjoying it. And, they spend time with the people who do like the more survival games. You're able to, have a nice time with your friends. You can teach each other how to play these different games. Mr. Cough doesn't play anything but Fortnite.
I play plenty.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah,
Fortnite's all I need, right? I can play racing, I can play survival, I can play, music. What else do I need?
At this point, all I need is a story mode.
We do, practically. It's called the Fortnite lore thrown out the door. Trash. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm tired. Continue.
But yeah, it's just it launched so strong because of all of these different factors, and it's not like limited in any way, shape, or form. Like, it's just like Minecraft in the sense that I can have as many different worlds as I want. You got your creative mode if you just feel like building. You got your survival worlds. You can even share worlds with your friends. So like, that is a paid Minecraft feature, guys. If you want to be able to access a friend's world without them being on the world, you have to pay for Realms Plus. Fortnite has it for free in their Lego mode.
That's wild.
That is absolutely insane. So either Fortnite is giving us the deal of a lifetime or Minecraft is scamming us out of our minds.
Which we already knew. That's a whole other conversation, though.
Yeah. But it's just insane to me, the amount of thought and effort that's been put into this. Like, I totally expected it from Epic. Absolutely, they put so much time into these things. But then all of the support that Lego gave to this, like, it easily could have been like a case of they're like, here, have some money and do what you want with the brand. But no, Lego gave so much to this project, even to the point where we are getting like actual Fortnite Lego sets because of this collaboration.
And you get a free skin by linking your Lego account. This isn't just like, hey, let's make a skin. Here is, we are officially connected now. We are one.
Yeah.
Like, this is a partnership. Which I think is huge. Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say, one thing that I just found so like mind-boggling is, you remember like 2 or 3 years ago, all the way back when Lego donated a couple $1 million to Epic Games for their metaverse vision.
Dude, let's not talk about that. That's a whole...
That donation was this. It was this. Years ago, dude.
Now, people were probably like, are you sure about that? Well, here's the thing. Donald Mustard said, oh, so all this stuff happening right now is true Fortnite, and we planned this in 2017. So this is not us being far-fetched. This is what their plan was. So this is true Fortnite.
This is what they wanted all along, and
before
they clearly
even
set
World
plans
came out.
in all those years ago. Like this, the thinking ahead that happened here is just insane.
But anyway, enough about glazing Epic. Let's talk about the game mode itself.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess that this is probably your most played of the 3.
Actually, you're gonna be surprised by this, but no, it is not.
Is it Festival?
No, it's racing.
Damn.
We'll get to that later. Yeah.
Is
Lego
it your
Fortnite
favorite though?
Out of enjoyment, I would say yes. This is probably my favorite. Not only because I am a huge Lego fan. Like my room is covered in Legos. I have like little Lego figs from a advent calendar on my desk right now that I still need to go put on my shelf. So yes, Lego is a huge thing for me. But then on top of that, like, I enjoy the kind of survival type games. I like that kind of growing, not grind, but progression.
Yeah.
It's satisfying to do that, and just the aesthetic of the world, like they made it blend well. It's almost a signature for Lego, I'd say, to kind of mix like Lego sets and minifigs with realism, because almost all the Lego games in the past have done that, give or take like the Lego movie video game and, Skywalker Saga. It's almost always been like Legos in a realistic environment, and Unreal Engine 5 just caters to that so well.
Dude, even during the Game Awards, which we just recorded an episode on, you could see a lot of that stuff was probably through Unreal Engine 5. Like, it is crazy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I do think I think it is a polished game mode, right? I feel like that's one of the best things about all these. These were not half done. Like, these were very much thought out. However, I feel like for Lego, I think the sandbox is great, but I think for the survival, I don't like it. And that's purely because it just feels so linear and forced into a specific linear path. Like, you cannot build a town without building the first shack. And you cannot get to this area, like this level of gear, without getting the first one first. Whereas when I'm playing Minecraft, I find a village, I can kill the iron golem, get iron, go get diamonds, or go straight to the nether.
Hear me out here. One of your other favorite games, Terraria, is exactly the same way. You can't, tier up your gear until you get an item that is of the lower tier so that you can harvest the next material. And sure, there might be more items that allow you to, but you cannot move up a tier unless you get an item below it and harvest.
Ish? I mean, like, for the longest time, I can go get a fish and I can go straight to the end gear for pre-hard mode. That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, there is that, but there's so much more, it's so much more rounded about. Whereas I have to get common, then uncommon, then rare. There is no possible way to get
I don't
gear.
see a downside to doing it this linear. I just think there needs to be more ways to do it this linear way. Like, maybe have different tool sets from different, places to harvest. So instead of like having to go into a cave to get those wooden rocks, maybe have like, I don't know, just throwing something out there, a sky island that has that same like level of material that
like
you
Terraria,
can harvest
right?
up
You
there
can have
instead.
Different, yeah. And like I said, it's not necessarily terrible. It's just I don't like being forced into this one specific path. But that doesn't make the survival aspect worse. I do think it is a very good survival game. I just like being able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, and not being forced to go to the desert before the snow biome. I wish I can go to the snow biome, but you quite literally cannot do anything in the snow biome before the desert because you do not have the gear for it. Whereas I can go explore the desert in Terraria, even if it's harder, before the jungle, or go to the jungle before the desert. You know what I mean?
A nitpick I have too is like, if all of my tools break and I don't have any more of like, the
middle tier or something.
The material of like I'm using right now, I then have to go and grab my old tools that are much worse, go harvest the material, and then recraft these tools. Like, that just seems pointless.
Like, if I do want to get the third, I have to go the whole way back to get basic wood, granite, then I have to make the other one to then get the new material to then make the best stuff. Like, it's just... I just don't like this linear way they did it. That's really the only nitpick I have, though. Almost every other part I really enjoy, other than I feel like I wish there was more. However, one thing I do want to talk about throughout is we already know we're getting more stuff in these game modes. There is a lot more coming out, and I think one thing I'm most looking forward to is the adventure. More stuff to do.
Yeah.
Like, combat, it's just kind of like, you just kind of fight. And I feel like with the adventure stuff, we're actually going to get some kind of, like, almost quest thing that you can do or something.
Yes. I love, like, quest systems. Having those would be really cool. And I don't know if you did this, but I went into creative and I just flew around the world just to see what structures I could find. And it's honestly not that great. It's pretty drab. Like, I looked around, there's a lot of ruined stuff with maybe some, guards or thugs or whatever, and some chests. But, it's not really worth going to because those chests just have, like, seeds or something in them. And it's like, that's not
sometimes
great.
You do. Have you seen the big chests?
I have seen the big chests. Sometimes they'll have, like, better gear or whatnot. But it's usually not worth going to because it's not like, oh, I can only get an item if I find a chest in, like, this structure. Like, it doesn't seem like...
I think... That's the other thing I was thinking with linear. When I play Minecraft, I like to do my first base in, say, a village or something. And I tried doing that, and then I realized it's kind of useless because the houses are so broken and they're all the same that I might as well even build the basic shack, which I don't like doing. I like going, like in Minecraft and Terraria, I like doing something a little bit more extravagant, but you quite literally cannot do the log house before you build multiple of these shacks. So I wish, imagine if there was like a bigger castle that wasn't so, maybe it was a little ruined down, you know, with some mossy stuff, but what if we had like some proper houses or a village that we could find with passive entities and not just bandits?
Yeah, that would be awesome, because then, you know, you get that awe spark of like stumbling upon something you had no idea was there. It's like this little civilization almost.
But I do think we are going to be getting that, and that's one thing I'm excited about. So right now, I think Lego's my least favorite because I like the survival. It just kind of seems boring and very forced, like I said before, like linear. But I can almost guarantee that it's going to change as time goes on because we can already see they're going to be working on that. We're going to be getting new items, weapons, this, that, like adventures, landmarks, like things to fight. There's going to be more. Because did you see we're going to get like Rift stuff?
Yeah, I did see that.
Like
there's already
monsters.
Like Ninjago stuff in the files as well.
So like, I think as time goes on, I'm excited to see it. But right now, I'm playing it to play it, but I'd rather play the other two game modes.
Yeah. All right. One last thing on the Lego. What are your thoughts on, you know, the minifigs? You know, the detail on them, which ones they support or not. You know, what are your thoughts on those?
It's really, really, really funny trying to look through the skins and trying to figure out what the heck this skin is because it's not finished.
Yeah, no, my wolf is literally just like a silver man with like pink clothes.
It's great.
Like, it's disturbing almost.
They're working on it, and it makes sense because that's like what, over 1,000 skins that they had to make into a minifig. And I am sad, but I also do understand that we don't get edit styles too, because that is a bit much.
That's almost the most annoying part to me is like some skins that are known for their edit styles, like take for example Lynx or Raz. You know, those skins, those are the edit styles. Like the edit styles are what makes the skin. You know, Raz, nobody cares about, you know, the shirtless surfer dude. They want the purple rune Raz. People don't care about, you know, Lynx as the hoodie girl. They want, you know,
it's not the hoodie, it's the suit.
Lynx.
It's the full suit. Unless I guess maybe the last season, but the original Lynx is the full suit.
Wow. Well, my point is, there's a lot of skins like that
the
where
one
it's like
fencing girl, right? It has the one mask. I kind of like it without the mask, and there's no option. Like I never want to use it with the mask. I just don't like the mask.
Yeah,
and you can't really do anything.
And so I feel like it's possible we could get it down the line, but as of now, like it's kind of disappointing that a lot of my skins that I usually have saved as the edit styles are just kind of redundant now. Like they're just kind of.
I think a
useless.
Great example is, do you remember Crystal, the skin? Did you see what the style is for the Lego version?
I don't think so.
It's the pink one. Nobody uses the pink one. Why is it like nobody uses the pink one, but that's the Lego style and you can't choose otherwise. But I do understand that obviously, what is that? That's going to be like 6,000 skins practically that they're making. So I understand. But I hopefully maybe later down the line. And one thing I did want to mention, just with the community support, they've already changed stuff. They've nerfed a lot of the damage on a lot of the stronger monsters. And what was it, like a 30 or 60% durability boost? Which was great.
Yeah, it's definitely something useful and something people were asking for. And, you know, they, once again, true to the form, they listened and they fixed it.
So... yeah, they're listening, and I'm excited to see the changes. Anything else?
Well, I think that's about it.
All right. Rocket racing, right?
Yes, rocket racing.
Which I guess we're both playing the most?
yeah. I honestly would not have expected it because I'm not a huge racing game person,
Neither am
right?
I.
Like, it's not something that I usually seek out. However, it's the one that not only do I not feel like I do terrible in, like, sure, I don't get first every time. Like,
no.
I think I've gotten first, like, maybe 3 times in the past couple days.
Then
However,
you suck.
I get, like, top 5 every once in a while, and it feels like the players I'm playing against are my skill level, you know? It feels like it is matched well, and, you know, I like being able to see the cosmetics I've earned as I'm playing, the car, stuff like that, like being able to customize it. That's what I'm all about. It's just, it's I don't know. It's the most addicting, I'd say. It makes me want to come back. It makes me excited to get on and do the dailies for this mode.
And I think it's because, like you said, it also doesn't seem hard. Like, I'm not saying it's easy and you can just like think about something else while playing. You do have to actually try. But compared to trying to time on Music Festival or have to spend time in a survival mode, which yes, you do have to be there a little bit more. It's fun. But it's also kind of easy, right? Like, you're not getting destroyed at the lower stages. As you get farther up, it does get very chaotic when there's like 8 people bunched together and you're all bumping into each other, which is a problem I want to talk about in a minute. But it's just kind of there. And I think another nice thing is seeing that progression of the rank with the quest like tab with all the XP and all the challenges. It's just nice to see that go up.
Yeah. And I will say, I love what they've done with the quest system here is like, every rank you go up, you get XP and you also get a style for your wheels. You get a different paint color for your wheels. I think that is a fantastic way to do it and encourages people to actually play the ranked mode. That way they can gain these new cosmetics instead of it just being like, oh, here's your rank and maybe here's some XP.
I mean, even the XP I like, because PR doesn't have that. Imagine, obviously maybe not so much. But I think, like, we already get, like, have to survive 99 storm circles. You might as well just add, like, every single one you get the reward. But here's, like, 10, 15, then 20, 25,000 XP on top of it. I don't think anyone would mind that, and I don't think that put too much XP in because it's not necessarily easy, right? Like, you do have to spend quite a bit of time to survive 99 storm circles in BR. Yeah, I really, really like that part. Yeah. However, one thing I didn't like is, I don't know if it's because it was a bug or because I played Rocket League. I'm not seeing a point in any of the rewards from the milestone kickoff stuff. Like, I got all of that day one and I keep getting rewards. It's like, I already had this decal.
Yeah, I think that's because
Rocket League
played Rocket League. I'm pretty sure. Because I don't think you're supposed to start with all of those decals in Rocket League.
I don't know.
But, we did because I played it way back when it was still a paid game, so I had, like, a bunch of free cosmetics.
I went over it. I have the Whiplash from Fortnite. Like, I have stuff on there.
Yeah, but one thing I will mention is, like, if I load up my Octane car on Fortnite, I don't have this special, like, paint styles, which is, like, the trims of the car. I can't use those.
Nobody does, I think.
Because those are something you have to get in Rocket League. You cannot get those in Fortnite. You have to earn those in a Rocket League. But then if I go and I bought the diesel car, I have the paint styles for that because that's not a Rocket League car. That's a Fortnite car, and buying it gives you all the paint styles. So I will say, I think it does carry over all of what you have from Rocket League in terms of the Octane. I just don't think it's everything yet because obviously I have other Octane, decals in Rocket League. They're just not supported in Fortnite yet, which is something they said they're working on. They want to make more stuff from Rocket League work in Fortnite. And so I'm excited for that because I have a bunch of cars and stuff that I'd be excited to use on here.
Much, but I have some other vehicles because I hate using the Octane. It's kind of boring. But I think that's kind of like what I was saying with the crew. They're working on this. So it'd be nice to maybe get some stuff in Fortnite, Rocket Racing. And if I wanted to play Rocket League, I have some extra stuff there.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I was kind of confused, and I'm just kind of grinding to get to the Battle Pass car so I get the Scorpion so I can stop using the Octane.
yeah, fair.
I'm saving my stars. I'm not buying anything. The moment I get to 82, I am buying that car. But yeah, no, I think it's just I think the quests and everything work well. Do we want to maybe talk about the racing itself and the maps now?
Yes. Okay, so first I want to talk about the maps. The maps are kind of garbage. Like, don't get me wrong, I like myself a ravine map, the color is cool and it adds for interesting terrain. However, when every single map you have is a ravine map, it kind of gets old very fast.
Yeah. I do want to say, I don't know if this was in the hotfix yesterday, I was playing last night, And I played a lot of maps that I did not play, and I played a lot of Rocket Racing so far, especially in Ranked. And I don't know if it's because I went up a rank or what, but there was a lot more maps that I have not seen yet that I was able to experience that were different. Some of them were still cavern, like ravine, and I think that's probably the biggest problem is the variety.
Yeah. And I have no doubt that we are going to get new maps. Like,
absolutely
no doubt.
In fact,
I'm kind of assuming it will be along with new seasons of Fortnite that we get new maps released, just because that's the easiest time for them to do it. But, you know, I think some different themed maps, like have like a Neo map or a city map or stuff like that, you know, kind of in the vein of Mario Kart, where you have like Rainbow Road and all those different like variety maps.
I was kind of mad that it's Rocket Racing, right? Fortnite Rocket Racing. Where's the Fortnite? Like, even the Twisted Tilted have like tilted towers.
It's not Fortnite Rocket Racing. It is Rocket Racing.
It's Fortnite.
I even saw Mark Rain specify this. Like, he said, this, while it is under the blanket of Fortnite, is not Battle Royale. It is not a different mode of Battle Royale. It is not associated with Battle Royale.
But, like, why couldn't we drive through Mega City? Or, like, some of these other, like, cool, like, just, like, there's other stuff we could have done that was Fortnite that doesn't really change anything. It's just a different
I'm not
aesthetic.
saying it's not a possibility. I just think that in terms of why they didn't do it, I can understand, because they don't want to launch it off of Fortnite's popularity, right? They want it to be its own thing, at least at launch. And then if they want to do a collaboration with Battle Royale in the future, then they can.
Yes.
But they want to build a community that's not just the Battle Royale players.
I guess. But, like, I don't know. I just feel like stuff like Tilted Towers is just so big that even if you don't play Fortnite, you know Tilted Towers, and I don't think that's really like a BR collab. It's just a famous Fortnite landmark. And I think the biggest problem I have with that is the fact that we could have got that, but instead we only got cavern. I think if we got other types of maps, even if we got some more green maps, I wouldn't be so frustrated. It's just we practically only got cavern. Even in the 3 different tiers of maps, it's mostly cavern.
And honestly, I think there's a reason for that. I think they didn't want to have to generate like all the way to the horizon for like a field or a city or something, and so they put us down in a hole so that we couldn't see the skyline.
Maybe. However, not for competitive, not for ranked, but for normal, I think we're gonna be able to make our own maps, like Super Mario Maker. Which is
because every time you launch into a race, it says the creator of the map, which for us now is just, what is it, Psyonix, I think?
Something.
Yeah. But, you know, that implies that there will be other creators in the future, meaning that we will probably be able to create our own and publish them.
Not probably, we will. They've said this.
Because they said on, you know, I think it was an interview, that the Unreal Engine Fortnite will be coming to these other modes, being Lego and Jam and
we kind of skipped over, and I wanted to mention this with Lego. You're going to be able to do that with Lego, too. You're going to be able to make your own world and have the public play, like do some kind of mini game or something in Lego in the future.
Yeah.
I think that will help. Obviously, those probably won't be in ranked. But yeah. And the only other nitpick I have with racing is there's, you know, like when you ready up and ranked, it's random maps, right? Sometimes they get the same map 4 times in a row, but it's a loot pool, right? You can't do that in pubs. You have to choose a specific map. And I don't know why. Why can I not just play novice maps and just play the novice maps?
Yeah.
I didn't really understand that at all. Because I'm always going to be playing ranked, because there's no point in not playing ranked. I get better, I get XP, this, that. But like, if I don't want to, it's kind of annoying.
It makes sense.
But again, we'll see. Changes are coming. Do you think we're ever going to get a pass in rocket racing?
I honestly hope we do, simply for the fact that I don't like that it takes up like a whole page at the end of the battle pass, Battle Royale Battle Pass. I kind of hope that each of these modes has their each individual pass, give or take a Lego mode, you know, because we kind of get both with the Battle Royale pass, but I kind of hope that they each have their own space to give us rewards. That way, like, say, for example, I don't at all play Battle Royale, but I want the car tier in the battle pass. Why should I have to play all the way through gaining these battle royale rewards when in reality I just want the car skin?
Especially since, yes, the skins do work in Rocket Racing, but who cares about the skins in Rocket Racing? You don't see them in the car. So I do hope we get something. And again, this goes into the fact of, well, let's get something that makes the crew better, right? Because if the crew then works for the Rocket Racing Pass, but then again, that progression between Rocket League and Rocket Racing, imagine how much rewards you'd be able to get by doing both.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be okay with them kicking the crew pass up to $20 if it gave us, passes for each of these modes as well.
Yeah, that's what? Rocket Racing, Rocket League, Festival, and BR, and kind of Lego. So that's like 5 different ones. And then if you got stuff for each of them on top of it, kind of like BR, where you get a skin or a jam track, that is so worth. And then imagine we did get like an extra currency, like you got Rocket League currency to buy stuff in their shop.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I'd still totally buy $20.
Hefty subscription.
Yeah. That $20 would be worth it. And honestly, one thing I did want to mention, and we can talk about this now since we haven't talked as much as I thought we were going to. If that happened, right, I feel like it's the crew subscription would be able to go on par with the big company subscriptions like PlayStation Plus and Xbox Ultimate and stuff, because it's not just BR. It is quite literally full different games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd put it not quite on like the huge level of those, but more so on the level of like EA Play or like Ubisoft Plus or whatever. All those like smaller, like simple developer ones, because those ones, I think it's particularly Ubisoft Plus, I'm pretty sure, that has it like it by subscribing to them for like $20-25 a month, you get all of like the best versions of any game that comes out on day one. So like Ultimate Edition of any Assassin's Creed game that comes out day one is what you get. All the content for free, whatever. Like it's all of that. And so I would say like that's more closer to what this is trying to be, which is like you get different content for all these different games, as soon as it comes out when you're subscribed.
Yeah, I like that. For now, I could see if Fortnite expands its metaverse and we get a sport game, and we get quite literally every game, and then what if we got like a free game for the Epic Games Store on top of it? Imagine that. Imagine $20 a month and you get a game, all these passes, all these skins, cosmetics.
I mean, honestly, this is gonna sound a little crazy, but think about it like this, right? So Xbox, I don't know how PlayStation does it, but Xbox has like their section that shows all the different subscriptions you can have, which is like Game Pass, EA Play, Ubisoft, GTA has one, stuff like that. And what if Epic had one in there that was not necessarily the Fortnite crew, but maybe it like evolves into the Epic crew or something like that, and you get a free game if you are subscribed, right? It adds it to your Xbox or PlayStation library. I know that would take a lot because technically they'd be selling free games on the Xbox store or PlayStation store, but that would like hugely expand what they can do with their platform.
Dude, Epic Games gotta chill out, bro. What is everyone else gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be interesting. I say this all the time. Just gotta have to wait and see. But I really do think that, like, when we start seeing the crew evolve into these other game modes, I think that is a 100% possibility of putting full games in the crew from the Epic Games Store.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Let's see, Rocket Racing. So yeah, the maps are cool. I do want to talk about, I forgot. You want to talk about collisions?
Yeah. So car collisions in the races are not fun. I have spun out multiple times, putting me in last place because somebody came up and touched my bumper.
I haven't had that. It's just the fact that I get like surrounded by like 4 different guys, and then they boost and they turn me around.
Absolute freaking worst.
What'd you do?
When somebody with 300 ping comes up and tries to hit you in the side, but because he's got 300 ping, he's rubber banding in front of and behind you, and you don't know what to do because this man's all over the place and you're just trying to drive to the finish line, and he hits you off the map.
That sounds like a you problem. I haven't had any ping problems in Rocket Racing.
Oh, it wasn't me. It was the other guy. He had bad ping.
I know. I haven't had any ping problems with anyone.
Good for you.
It's been smooth. Nobody's been bugging out like that. The bugging out happens when I keep saying there's literally 8 guys in like a tiny little portion. We're all like side to side, like it's F1 or something, and we're all like just go like there's like 100 cars just going together.
Yeah,
and then
I don't
some of the maps
like that collision works like that. Really,
no.
It's I don't know, because it's a hard balance to make. Because I don't think phasing through the other players is a good balance either. Because you know it is part of the racing that you have to get by the other players. You can't just go through them. But at the same time, collision is so annoying when you get in those big groups. Tracks are wide, but not wide enough for 8 to 9 people to all be in the same spot,
I think the other thing that sucks about collisions in a game like this versus these other more realistic is the fact that you can ride up on the side of walls and stuff and upside down. And when there's like 8 people sideways on a wall, it gets a little hard, even on controller, trying to like figure out, am I turning it up, down? Like, where am I turning my controller to try to smooth it out while I'm spinning out on the side of a wall? So I think we might see some changes, but I think this is just something we're gonna have to get used to and learn. Because, like you said, it's just a hard balance. Like, you can't phase through, but you can't just, it's just hard. It's hard because of the way Rocket Racing is. Anything else you want to mention? We talked about the maps, customization a little bit. We'll see more as time goes on, other cars and stuff. The quest system. I think that's really it.
One last thing. What'd you think of the rip-off Gwen Stacy skin?
Yeah, it's Gwen from Wish. It's Gwen from Wish. And I'm not mad.
Yeah. Anyways.
Festival!
Yay! Fortnite Festival. So, this one is simultaneously fun and infuriating, because I love music, right? I love rhythm games. However, my brain doesn't coordinate right with buttons in this way, right? Like, I crush at piano tiles.
Wait, JJ.
Listen.
It's time. It's the item shop. We talk about the item shop. Jujutsu Kaisen's back, guys. That's it.
The item
That's
shop
the only
changed. Really? That's it? That's all?
Yeah, I don't see anything. Any new music? I don't see any new music.
Sucks.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Dang.
And the Hush bundle.
Dang.
Anyways,
I rock at piano tiles, right? I have such high scores in BeatStar, for anyone who knows what that is. It is a blast. I can tap perfectly on beat, all that good stuff. But then you tell me you gotta press these buttons that coordinate with the things on screen. My brain goes, huh? And I'm like messing up all the time. I see like the 4th row in there and I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, do I press this button or that button? When in reality, I know what I'm doing. I just can't translate that to my fingers. So
I saw something today.
It's really fun. I love the music, and it's a great mode. The different music, like what am I
artists
here? Tracks, the different tracks. Like you have guitar and vocals and all that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That it changes. The actual gameplay depending on what you pick.
For the coordination, I saw something today. A lot of these other games, how do you feel about the colors? That they're all the same color. How would you feel if the colors were different or something? If the middle track was like green, then blue.
I
because
honestly
it's all purple.
Hope
Every song
is
purple.
It would help a lot with like brain coordination, like psychologically, if they were different colors, because then you could associate certain buttons with certain colors as well as their position on screen.
Yeah.
So I think that would help a lot. It's just not,
and it just makes
not
it
the
more
style
unique.
They were going for.
Because when I'm looking at it, it's the same. It's the exact same. Because there's no, but we also, I'm pretty sure we did see that you're gonna add more customization. Like, I think we're gonna be able to change our stage or something in the future, which would be nice. Because right now it's the same old every single time. Sure, the song's different, but then like you play the same songs because we have very limited songs right now because it just came out, and it kind of gets boring. It's like, oh hey, Thunder's the featured track again today for the 5th time this season.
Yeah. And granted, some of that's because they have limited songs in their library
no, I know.
they can
This
use,
is the
but,
stuff that will change as time goes on, for sure.
Yeah.
Have you played expert mode much?
I played expert mode once, and for some reason I decided I should choose a rap song for that. It didn't go well.
That's rough. Why'd you do that?
I don't know.
Not gonna lie, that's pretty much all I play now. I only play expert.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting praise. Like, I'm doing decent. I'm getting 88, 90, 95. I got 98% on expert mode yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I was playing with you, Zombies. I got a 99% on an expert mode song, gold stars and everything. So I'm getting there. Some songs suck, and the chords really suck on key. I'm playing keyboard and mouse because I think it's kind of like a piano, and it just feels natural versus a controller, especially on three sections on the right. I'm doing square, triangle, and circle, and it's just kind of awkward on expert trying to get them in the right order, because I want to do square then circle, but no, it's triangle, and it's like, which one is left? Whereas keyboard and mouse, it's left to right always.
Yeah, it just makes more sense with that.
One thing that I think both me and JJ will do, speaking of controllers, is we'll probably get the festival controller when that happens.
Yep. I'm really wondering if they're going to do different ones for each, like, performance style. Like, are we going to have a guitar, a bass, and, you know, a keytar? I can't imagine they do a microphone because that just doesn't make any sense. But, you know, drum set maybe. Like, are they going to do all the different ones, or is it just going to be a guitar? And if it is only a guitar, will it work with other track styles, or will it only work with the guitar, you know?
I'm going to tell you right now, 99% chance it's probably going to be like a Guitar Hero, like that type of controller, and I will work for everything. Like, there's like a 99% chance. I do not think they're just gonna be like, oh, you want to play like vocals? Sorry, you're not allowed to use a special controller. There's no special controller for vocals.
Yeah.
You know, that
but
doesn't
then,
really
like, it kind of defeats
sense.
the purpose of having a physical guitar if you're playing vocals. Like, it just doesn't make much sense.
I mean,
but,
it doesn't really make sense if I'm singing it. I'm playing like a piano on my keyboard and mouse. It's a game. You're gonna have to take some limitations and some creative liberties.
Yeah, fair.
It just feels like it'd be so much more natural being able to do something like that, especially if I can do two hands. And, like, I think it's just, especially like I said, I play piano, I play guitar, so I feel like if I can play that either way, it just feels more natural to me. So it'd be nice. I don't know. I don't play Guitar Hero and all those types of games. Like console type, like I play, like, you know, piano tiles. So I don't know how my brain would process it, but I feel like it'd be better. And we also both know if there's a Fortnite one, there's probably going to be a free cosmetic too.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like this mode is the one I'm most excited for its expansion, not just because it feels like it's limited, but because I feel like it has the most places it could go. Because, like, obviously this one is, like, it's very cut and dry. This is what we have developed, and this is, like, the cosmetics you can use. There's not really much else apart from that, but there's a lot of places this could go, you know?
Yeah.
Where we could get more music, we could get different artist collabs, we could get straight up albums in the shop, you know? Stuff like that. Like, it
an album
definitely
be
has a lot of
4,000
places it could go. Like, what if each artist comes in and they have, like, their signature instrument in the shop, you know? And what if in the future they introduce, like, I don't know, a power-up system? Like, obviously right now we have our, like, what is it, overdrive or whatever we can use. What if, like, you hit a special note and, you know, it speeds up or slows down the song or something like that, or gives you, like, immunity to missing a note or something like that, you know? There's a lot that could happen, and I think this has a lot of potential in terms of expansion. I just don't know. I'm not the person to ask in terms of what would be a good idea and what wouldn't.
I'm gonna say right now, I don't think power-ups like that would be a good idea. I don't think I'd enjoy that. I think something like this is supposed to be a little bit cut and dry. I don't think. However, we also see that there's other options, like the jam stage, which we haven't talked about. So maybe there's an option of, like, LTMs in these modes, right? Like, what if we got a main stage LTM where you have power-ups?
Yeah.
I could see that. But for the main game, I don't think we're going to be seeing any updates other than more songs and maybe colors or something.
Here's the other thing I wanted to point out since you brought up LTMs is if any of these modes decided they wanted to have LTMs, they're not going to be easy to select because like we said before, going down in that section, you already have, you know, all of your creative maps and your epic originals and all of that already down there, you know. Not even Zero Build is like a subcategory of Battle Royale. It's a whole separate thing. So if like Rocket Racing, like, I don't know, 2v2s come out and it is also down there, we then have to scroll through a huge list just to find that, which is it's another...
for Rocket Racing, since that's what you brought up, it's already a pain if you want to play a specific map, right? You have to choose specifically Rocket Racing, go in, make sure it's not ranked, and then you choose the specific map. Like, it's already kind of a pain.
Yeah, and so that's another, you know, supporting factor into bringing back that mode select, right? I select Rocket Racing as the thing I want to play, then I can go in and browse maps, or like choose an LTM or something like that, instead of like, you know, going through and searching for the different, you know, version of Battle Royale that I want to play in the endless lists of, you know, maps that are down there.
And imagine the chaos that's going to happen when you can make your own Rocket Racing and Lego maps. Like, where are you going to find that? Like, how polluted is the discovery? So I think if it was the same discovery that we have right now, right, but it was only Rocket Racing, if it was only Lego, I don't think anyone would complain.
Yeah.
We just need that first menu to get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that... But I do think there's options for all three, like some kind of LTMs or something. Maybe not so much Lego as a survival made game, but I was talking with someone. Obviously, I don't think we're going to get a pass or anything, right? That kind of feels weird for Lego to have seasons. But what if we did have seasons like Terraria, where we had maybe a custom NPC, like you can get Santa, like Sergeant Winter, and he comes around every Christmas, but he's gone, but he's always back around for December, kind of like Terraria.
Or like, once again, like Terraria, like maybe a custom seed gets released, and you can use that seed, and then the world is different for
maybe
that one.
Maybe it's all snowy
seed.
Or something, right? Like,
yeah.
I think that would be really cool to get some events like that for Lego. And then the other game modes, I could see seasons, because we already have a ranked season for Rocket Racing and the pass for Festival. I could see seasons and stuff and a battle pass, but I think LTMs
for Rocket Racing seasons
great.
Would definitely like bring in new maps and stuff, and then also, you know, the new pass, new cosmetics, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Festival, I feel like it's not very season catered. Like, obviously we have our pass, and I see that changing, but because, you know, the stage is the same and the music is the same, there's not really a fitting like season thing. Like, maybe if like next season they did a pass that's like all like, I don't know, all country music or all rock music, and then the season after that would be all another genre of music. Like, I could see that being a thing, but the fact that it's all like all types of music and, you know, all different artists, like even in the past, that is, you know, the face is The Weeknd himself, we still, you know, have songs by Fall Out Boy and, you know, Gangnam Styles in there. It just
Wait,
it doesn't
Gangnam
make
Style
any
wasn't
sense.
by The Weeknd? What? I thought it was The Weeknd pass. I thought all that was by The Weeknd.
Sorry. But yeah, it doesn't make sense why they'd only give us one Weeknd song in the past that is literally, he is the face of it. So
I think
maybe if they made it like an artist pass, like say, you know, Taylor Swift comes next season and you could get like 6 of her songs in the past, 3 of them being free, then I could see that making a lot more sense in terms of a season. But the fact that it's so all over the place right now, it just doesn't fit.
I think one of my least favorite things out of all 3 is the very strict linear progression of Lego, but that's just a playstyle choice, right? That doesn't mean the game mode's bad. It's just I don't prefer it that way. I think the stupidest part about all 3 is the pass, the festival pass. It just kind of feels stupid, like overpriced, because it just feels really expensive when you compare it to the VR pass. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, don't cry, it's still super cheap, because if you just do the music, that's 4,500 V-Bucks. Right, and eventually they're going to be jam tracks you can play. You can do that in VR, and they're going to be lobby tracks. So yes, I get that they're pricing and stuff. But when you compare it to the VR pass, that is 14 pages with the super styles, with music, with loading, like with everything,
and they can't even use the excuse that like, oh, the music can be used in, you know, lobby tracks and the music mode, because the skins that you get from the Fortnite pass can be used in every single one of these modes. And why does that not drive up the price of the usual battle pass? It's a dumb excuse for it to be, 1,800 V-Bucks when you don't get the amount of content that would be expected from something of that price.
However, one thing that I'm going to be interested to see is, if you read it, this is not like the Battle Pass. This is like those event passes like the Jujutsu Kaisen, the Star Wars, the Most Wanted. This stuff will come back later to the item shop for a more expensive price. So I'm not going to buy it, but I kind of want the weekend microphone. I might just buy the weekend microphone when it comes to the shop.
Yeah. And sure, we don't know how long that'll be. Like, technically, the crew packs can also come back to the shop, and they haven't. But,
The crew pack is a little different. I think since this is just like the other ones, I can see it. Obviously, not right away. I think Star Wars was like 2 or 3 months later. But I can see it coming back. And I think that's good if we're going to be getting the stuff that we're getting, right? Like, I would hate for the fact that, oh, you didn't play when Fortnite Festival came out, you're never playing Gangnam Style. That's never going to be featured in a new track. You're never going to be able to play it.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
That
and
really
honestly,
sucks.
I think one of the main reasons they did this is, like, what if The Weeknd comes out with a new album and chooses that he wants to, have Fortnite Festival release it? Then, they're going to want to put his skin back in the shop. And if it's locked behind a battle pass, they can't really do that. So,
which he is
they
in
make
the
it
item
available
shop,
to come back
He
in the
has
shop.
a battle skin, which is kind of weird. Fortnite does such weird collab skins. Like, why is this one guy like a knight, the one football player, like, he's like a Viking? Like, it's so weird. But yeah, all of these are cool. I think we're enjoying all 3 of them. If you want to hear BR, hit that bell, subscribe, whatever. Make sure you subscribe to NerdRant Podcast on Instagram and Twitter, because we're going to be letting you know some big updates that are probably going to be coming, right? Like, I think
definitely
that's good for you to do, like, on Instagram, being like, hey, UEFN now works with this, because that's obviously something we might mention in the BR. But I think this might just be where we're just going to have to do 2 separate episodes every few months or something. Like, there's just too much content in festival, rocket racing, like, everything, to put that with BR, with its story, with competitive, with creative. So we'll probably do some small stuff like announcements, and then we'll just have to do some updates on all 3 as time goes on.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to do. Because this is a new era to Fortnite, ain't it?
Very much so.
And I was scared, but excited to see how it goes. And you can go along the journey with us. And with that, I'm Dr. Zombrain, your
Junior Wolf.
Catch you on the flip side.